Hi all, I'm Jack from Quilting Dreams, and today I thought I'd come back and we'd have another chat about where I'm at with my works in progress and what progress I've made over the last month on some of my projects, including what I've done in regards to completing some of those works in progress that haven't been touched for quite some time. But I certainly have started on that, so you'll be pleased to hear that. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the Sew Sampler Box. The Sew Sampler Box for October came. With that, I have completed the Peaceful Baskets block of the month, which has been really good. It's a monthly block. I think we go through to about March next year, and that's when we'll be able to piece the entire block together. I've been using Cora Yoda's Peachy Keen fabric, and I just love it. I think it's beautiful. It's really quite, gives it, they're picnic baskets, and I think it really does lend itself to that real picnicky feel. So I'll just pop a photo up if I haven't already. I'll pop a photo up of what that looks like. So that's the first project that I've been doing. I then got asked by one of my son's friends to make her a schoolies dress. Now over in Australia they have schoolies. I'm sure it's something that's done everywhere around the world. I don't really know. My daughter missed out on schoolies because of COVID, so she didn't get to go, so I definitely didn't make her a dress. But this young girl asked me if I could make her schoolies dress. Now I don't do much sewing of dresses or garments anymore. I used to do quite a bit of it, but not anymore. But I thought I'd show you the end product of her schoolies dress. I felt a little bit uncomfortable cutting up her dress and creating something different with her, but at the same time kind of a little bit satisfying. So take a look. This is what I created for her. From what I can gather, schoolies is on this weekend, so I think she is probably wearing it this weekend. So I hope she has a really good time and I hope she enjoys it. So that was number two thing that was done for the last month. Okay, so one of the works in progress that we spoke about last month, I've actually completed. So I pulled out the Happy Go Lucky quilt by Sherri McConnell, and I pieced that all together, quilted it, and completed the binding. So I'm pretty excited that that quilt is now finished. It's turned out just beautiful. I used a Baptist fan with a circle in the quilting. I actually think it looks really quite cute. It's not overpowering. I generally quilt quite dense, but I did make this one a little bit bigger, and the reason for that is the blocks are quite small. So I thought that I would go with something just a little bit bigger so that the blocks could really shine through on this quilt. So I'm going to pop a picture of that one up here as well for you to have a look at, but I'm so excited. Number one of my works in progress is now complete. And next month I'll be looking at what I'm going to complete. So I'm pretty excited with that one. So that's really good. I then started a new quilt. Yep, I know, another quilt. But I need to. The Untamed fabric by Tula Pinks came out, and I really wanted to do something with it straight away. I've got some projects that I'm about to do, but I'm still waiting for some zippers and some different bits and pieces to make some bags, which I'm pretty excited about doing. But in the meantime, I really wanted to have an opportunity to work with one of her ranges. This is the first one that I've really worked with, but I love it. So this is the Untamed fabric by Tula Pinks. The pattern is called Starburst. The quilt finishes at 70 by 85. It has a half square triangle pieced border, which is really something new to me. I haven't actually done that before, so I was really excited to give that a go. I don't think I've perfected it yet. I think there's still opportunity for me to improve, but at the same time, I think it's worked out really well. One of the things I did learn with this particular quilt, I generally always iron to the side, and I swear by it. I think it is probably one of the best things that I've learned how to do. It allows me to nest my seams, and I've definitely gone ahead and done that. I think if you're more of a beginner quilter, this is an advanced beginner quilt, but if you are more on a beginner quilter and you are on a journey and you do like this quilt, I would highly recommend that you iron all your seams open. The reason for that is some of it gets quite bulky, and depending on how you're doing your quilting, I've got a Gamma Classic Plus, so it quilted it just beautifully. But I think if you're doing it on your domestic machine or maybe some other types of machines, they might not be so happy with the little bit of bulk that's there. The other thing is I use a Laura Star iron, which definitely helps to bring that bulk right down. But I would highly recommend, if you're a beginner quilter, iron all the seams open. The pattern tells you to. I tend not to follow the patterns in that regard because I like to iron to one sieve, because I love to get that nesting, and I love to have those really tight connecting seams, which is, you know, I think we're all after that at the end of the day. But that's really where I think I probably would have followed the pattern. Maybe, I don't know. It's a bit hard to tell, but great pattern. It's a free spirit pattern. If you do like this quilt, I have done a tutorial on it, and I will link that. It'll go up in the next couple of days on YouTube, and once I've done that, I will link it in the description for you to go and have a look at if you would like to. It's lots of fun. Thoroughly enjoyed making that quilt. So that's the other quilt. That's the other quilt that I've made. Now, I do want to have a chat to you about two things that have happened this month, which one's a really great news story and the one I just need some help with. So I have a Laura Star iron. I've just popped a picture up here of my Laura Star iron. I was having no end of issues with my Laura Star iron. And you amazing people out there that went to Houston Quilt Market. I'm in Australia, so you know, it's probably a bit far for me to go. There was a video that somebody put up on YouTube, and they spoke to Laura Star. With that, they explained how the Laura Star iron worked, which was absolutely amazing. And I thought I did know. My Laura Star iron was leaking like there was no tomorrow. Every single quilt, it would just splatter lots of water over. It was becoming to be a bit of a nightmare, and I wasn't really enjoying the Laura Star iron. But what this particular demonstration did that was put on YouTube is it explained to me that that's not how the Laura Star iron should work. They're very expensive irons. I liked how it pressed nice and flat, but I'd get so much water on it. It shouldn't get water on it. So I actually rang the warranty place in Australia, and they've replaced my Laura Star iron. The issue that was with mine, which you would not encounter, is that during COVID, they removed all the Laura Star irons from David Jones. Now, I love David Jones. I think it's a great shop, but this one wasn't removed from the store. So it was actually 7 years old before it was sold to me. The reason it leaked was because the iron can't sit there for that long. It's not David Jones's fault. It's nobody's fault. It's just, you know, circumstances, these things happen, but the new iron is amazing and I absolutely love it. And I don't get any leaking, and it is just absolutely incredible. So that's the next one. The last thing I do need some help with, actually I will show you one more quilt after this that I kind of finished as we were talking last month. So I'm not sure if I did show you or I haven't shown you, so I will show you that in a moment. I've been continuing my Tumbling Cosmos and continuing to do the English paper piecing on that. I recently, so with my work, I go to Western Australia every fortnight. With that, I'm on a plane for about 3 hours. So it's a great opportunity to get some English paper piecing completed. The only issue is scissors. I took some scissors on the plane, well, no, let me start that again. I had scissors packed in my bag. I'd read all the instructions on the web about scissors. I thought I'd met them all, went through the, you know, where they check everything, and I had to hand in my scissors. Now, thankfully, they weren't super expensive scissors, but at the same time, I really need those scissors on the plane so that I can keep English paper piecing. It doesn't quite work without them. So what I'm after is, has anybody had any success with taking scissors on a plane? And if so, what were the scissors that you took on the plane? I am so keen to hear about it, because at the moment I don't know what to do. I really want to do my English paper piecing on the plane because in total it's 6 hours on a plane. That's at least six of the blocks completed in that time. So I really do want to do it, but I do need to know what sort of scissors people are and have success with taking on a plane. The lady was pretty cranky and she said, "They're scissors, they're in, you know, do you want to surrender them?" Yeah, I'll surrender them, but I'll keep looking and finding what it is that I can use. Now, whilst I was just talking to you, I did realise I did start another project. I know, I start plenty of projects. I wanted to give a go at collage quilting. So I've definitely been playing with that as well. I've done a Stirt Desert Pee. Living in Australia, Stirt Desert Pee is one of our native flowers that we have over here. So I'll just pop a photo of that up here. I have thoroughly enjoyed doing this. One of the things that I did have to do though is get a really good pair of scissors. So I bought the Karen K scissors. Fabulous, love them. I have watched probably, I don't know, maybe 10 tutorials on YouTube for collage quilting. With that, I've taken a little bit from a lot of different people, but one of the things that I really struggled with on YouTube is someone explaining to me how I can blow up my picture and then pull it all together to be able to create my collage, because I didn't want to do an A4 size. I wanted to do something much bigger. So I am going to bring you a tutorial on exactly how to do that because I couldn't find one that gave me some clear instructions. I work in IT, so I had a bit of an idea, but I really wanted someone to guide me through that process. Everyone shows me the pattern and then they go and trace it, and you know, you've got your lights and dark shades, which is absolutely fabulous. And I really thank everybody that shared that information with us on YouTube. But I think with the part that was missing for me is how do I get to that, because I didn't want to use their patterns because I wanted to do an Australian collage quilt. So I'm doing Stirt Desert Pee, I will have Ayers Rock, Sydney Opera House, and I think I've got the Blue Lake from Mount Gambier, South Australia, and there's one other thing which I've totally forgotten, but that's the, that will make up my quilt. I haven't quite planned how that's going to be yet, but I am excited about it, and I love just sitting here. So I have it set up in a corner, and I love just sitting here and plodding away at it. There is no right or wrong way of doing collage quilting that I've worked out. Cut up pieces. I love cutting up fabric, and then I just get to stick it down, iron it, and move on to the next bit, and you can put things underneath, and it's just lots of fun. If you haven't tried it, certainly give it a go. The Stirt Desert Pee is starting to look really, really good. I can't wait to get it finished. I'm hoping to get more progress leading up to Christmas because I'm on leave for 2 weeks over Christmas, so I really do hope to get a lot more of it done. It is just, if you've got half an hour, you can just sit there and just chop up bits of fabric and pop them on, and you get some really good progress. The other thing that, the other quilt that I think is just sort of crossed over between the two videos that I've done, I love log cabin blocks. I'm sure lots and lots of people do. I also love the Lighthearted fabric by Camille Roskelley. I've done a YouTube tutorial on this quilt. I've created an echoing heart quilt pattern using the log cabin block. I'm going to pop a photo of that up here for you to have a look at. I'm not sure if I showed you or not in the last video. It's not a work in progress that I've had sitting for a long time. I couldn't wait to do this quilt. I spent hours just sewing up those log cabin blocks and getting it created. I don't think I did anything else while I was doing it. I was so excited about that quilt. I created the pattern using electric quilt. Wonderful, I loved it, and it really gave me the basis of creating that quilt. I have developed a pattern for that one as well, which you can find in my Etsy store. I'll put a link to that there as well if you're interested in that quilt pattern. It is, if you love making a log cabin quilt blocks and you want something that's really lots of fun and very vibrant, there are so many fabrics out there at the moment that would suit this particular pattern, and I would love to see how other people create it. I'd actually really like to see it in Camille Roskelley's latest, in her latest collection. I think that would be really cool. So if anyone does do it, please share it with me. I'll pop my email address, and if I'd love to see what your pattern looks like. So that's pretty much everything for October, November. I am about to start on some Christmas gifts, so I'm doing some tote bags, and I want to do some little makeup bags to go inside those tote bags. I'm also going to be doing a bit of embroidery. I have just started a new quilt, and I will develop a quilt pattern to go with this one. It does have, I am actually doing some embroidery, as well as I'm going to do the quilting as you go. I haven't done it before, but I'm going to give it a go. I've got an Amara 20 from Handy Quilter sitting upstairs that hasn't been used yet. I bought it a couple of months ago. I use my Gamma Classic Plus all the time, but I really want to give her a go, and I want to do some more hand quilting rather than using the computer. So this is the perfect opportunity for me to try lots of different things and bring something different to you as well, which I'm pretty excited about. So I've cut out the blocks ready to do the embroidery because I need to get those done first, and then I will be doing the quilt as you go to create that quilt very shortly, and I'm hoping that by next month that I've got that one ready to show you. So that's something exciting to look forward to. Until next time, have a lovely day and keep crafting. And if you've got a works in progress that you'd like to share with us, by all means send me a picture and I can put it in next month's, and or share it with us in the comments and let us know what works in progress that you're currently working on. And if you do have any advice on the scissors, please pop it in the comments, because I'd love to read what success you've had with taking scissors on a plane. Until next time, bye for now, have a lovely day and keep crafting.